Today, I've got with me the Umbrel Pro, a brand new NAS device from Umbrel, paired with its free and open source self-hosting operating system, UmbrelOS. Now, I've gone over UmbrelOS before. Today, my question is not, is that software capable or is this hardware capable? Both are capable. They're good things. But in a world full of a myriad of options, like this Zima Board 2, or my old trusty Austerwater Pro, and Synology and all the other old players. For whom is the Umbrel Pro? What makes it special? I don't know about you guys, but everywhere I look, there is a new NAS. Zima keeps popping them out. There's like a bazillion Chinese companies like Auster that are creating all these new NASs, and they seem to be punching way above their weight compared to things like Synology in terms of compute. Like, the hardware is just better, right? Like this Umbrel Pro, for example. N300 processor, $600. Okay. Or this Zima Board 2, N150, I think it was like $400, right? It used to be, when you look at the Synologies, those CPUs, you're not running anything on them. It's enough CPU to host the operating system and make sure that it doesn't crash while it's like storing your files. It's just a NAS. But this new category has been exploding because of, I think, the affordability of really high efficiency CPUs. And that's where you're getting this category of like mini PCs, like my favorite friend here, Chewy, that allow us not just to store data, but to host applications. It's a new category. I call these self-hosting operating systems and self-hosting boxes. And the rise of the self-hosting machine is awesome, right? This is great. It used to be that you needed a separate NAS and then you needed some compute stuff and then you had to stitch them together, and this was a lot of Homelabbing to do just to host Jellyfin, or Audio Bookshelf, or Home Assistant. You might need 6 separate Raspberry Pis, and now Raspberry Pis aren't even cheap. The self-hosting box says, we have enough juice now to just do all of that in a box the size of my palm with some really nice walnut veneer. So why am I ranting to you about this new classification of Homelab device, the self-hosting box? Because I think it gives us our first clue into the question, who is the Umbrel Pro for? Because a self-hosting box doesn't need a separate NAS and separate compute and stitching all of that together. It's just one box that does all of your storage and all of your hosting. Well, it's less work. It's less work. So step one, if your home lab is less of a hobby and more of a principle to you, you just want to own your data and not have to tinker all the time, the Umbrel Pro might be for you. Quick aside, Umbrel did send me this Umbrel Pro for review, but they didn't get to see the video beforehand, they don't get to edit my script, nothing like that. This is my honest opinion about the Umbrel Pro. For our second clue as to who the Umbrel Pro is for, let's take a look at some specs. So the Umbrel Pro has a lot of standard stuff. We've got an N300 processor, mobile efficient processor, excellent choice. We've even got 16 gigabytes of RAM, even through the Rampocalypse. But what really matters to me on this page is 32 terabytes of NVMe storage and a single 2.5 gigabit Ethernet port. Those are our clues. So let's talk about that a bit. So two fascinating trade-offs here. A single Ethernet port. Now, if you look at the back of the device, there's not room for another Ethernet port. This is a very small device, and I think that's intentional. We're closing off the option to virtualize OpenSense and turn this into a router, for example, but we're saving on size. And then if we open up the back here, we've got NVMe storage, which is faster and much smaller than spinning Rust, for example, but more expensive per terabyte. These are interesting trade-offs. I mean, look at the alternative. This is what spinning Rust is like. This is 4 spinning Rust drives. It's heavy. I think a lot of the choices the Umbrel Pro is making come down to beauty and where you can put this in the home. And that brings us to our last 2 clues. Just look at this thing. It's tiny, right? It fits in the palm of my hand. It's this beautiful dark aluminum that's really well machined. It's got that glossy logo thing and real walnut. Like, cost went into machining this extremely well. The snap here, this magnetic enclosure, is really cool and satisfying to use. Somebody thought about what this would look like and feel to handle, and if you could put it in your living room, for example. In contrast, this is the Zima board 2. I think it looks really cool, but it's not something like my fiance is gonna want in the living room. This gotta go in the Homelab closet. You know what I mean? Same thing with my Ooster. All right, you know what? Let's prove it. Donna, which one of these is the beautiful one? And would you let me put this one in the living room?
No.
Would you let me put this one in the living room?
Maybe.
Okay, maybe. The Umbrel Pro has made trade-offs to be small and beautiful. That's interesting. And I think the software kind of drives the point of beauty home. Like, to the smallest detail. IP addresses are ugly. Typing in 192.168 or 10.10. Blah, 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 ugly. Umbrel.local. That's how you access it. It automatically configures DNS so that you can access umbrel.local. That's beautiful. You arrive at their configuration page. There's trees swaying in the background and a gentle shimmer behind Welcome to UmbrelOS as they show off the physical device they're clearly so proud of having built. I mean, just look at this. This is the storage configurator, and it's gorgeous. It's got this high-resolution photo of the underside of their Umbrel Pro with this beautiful visualization of the one drive that's in it. Like, this is so wonderfully extra. Now, I'm not going to go through all of the details of UmbrelOS in this video. I've done so in a previous one, which I'll link in the comments and description. But suffice it to say, UmbrelOS lets you do all of the things that you expect from a self-hosting operating system, like installing Docker applications, browsing your files and storing data, configuring things, managing your storage, all of that with beauty at the core. So let's wrap up. Now in this video, I've talked a lot about beauty, which is maybe a weird thing to do on a self-hosting channel talking about computing devices and NASes. But to me, that is the Umbrel Pro's identity. It is beautiful in hardware, from its machined aluminum to this walnut veneer, and into its software with the swaying trees in the background and the subtle glow. The Umbrel Pro's identity in this emerging landscape of self-hosting boxes is the beautiful one. Now, if you're the kind of person who was watching this video and thought, oh my god, can you stop talking about the aesthetics of a computer? This does not matter. Tell me about the storage. Tell me about how much stuff I can run on it. Tell me about the power consumption. This is probably not the device for you. And that's cool. There are lots of devices for you. But there aren't a lot of devices in the home labbing space for people who do care about the aesthetics, for people who maybe don't have a room or a spot for their home lab. Maybe they only have room for one device and it's going to sit in the living room next to their Apple TV 4K. Those people who care about machined aluminum being beautiful and feeling good in the hand. So who is the Umbrel Pro for? I think the Umbrel Pro is serving a niche, an emerging market of people who want digital agency. They want control over their data, they want control over their services, but they're not super experienced or don't want to be like hardcore home labbers. They don't want to be in the Linux terminal on their weekend. They want to own their data, and they want it to be simple in a single box. They want it to sit in their living room, not be a home labbing project. And they want it to be beautiful, like the rest of their devices. Maybe they have a little bit of extra money to spare to make it beautiful, to afford some NVMe drives instead of Rust. Maybe they don't need more than 32 terabytes of storage. That, I think, is who the Umbrel Pro is for. If you want something beautiful, fully open source on UmbrelOS, there's nothing else like it. And that's really cool. I like it when the Umbrel Pro is sitting on my desk. All right, everybody, thank you so much for your time and attention. I know how valuable it is, and I'll catch you in the next video.